Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, gonna be a super weird PvZ here on Circuit Breakers between Horang2 and Killer. Alright, so bottom right we've got Killer, our red Zerg player, and on the bottom left a blue Protoss, it is Horang2. Alright, so RJB sent me this replay directly through Discord. He says, I'm 100% positive you've never ever seen a Zerg versus Protoss quite as weird as this one, between two pros nonetheless. It's bonkers in many ways, he says. Alright, man. You set the bar pretty high, but I trust you. I trust RJB with my channel, with my life. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. Alright, so cross scouting, here is Terry. That's weird. Yep, you're going the wrong way, but that's okay. You're not going to get shot down early. And, you know, just forge fast expanding. Oh. Yeah, forge fast expand, right? Right. Ah, it's a gateway. All right, man, so gateway expand. Oh, we're not... Oh, just checking for proxies. We're not cross-scouting. Huh. All right. So I've been wrong twice already today in this cast. Hatch first. Hatch first at 11 supply. And 1 minute and 40 seconds. There we go. This is a cross-spawn scout from the probe. So what could make this weird? Maybe Dark Archons? Maybe Devours? Maybe Carriers on Circuit Breakers? We don't see Carriers against Zerg unless it's on the map Outsider. So, spawning pool down. Expand? Or are we doing Zealot pressure here? Zealot pressure? Alright, so you're nowhere to go as soon as this probe... Yep. So, divert... There we go. Divert your direction. We know the Zerg is in the bottom right-hand corner. I scouted the wrong base twice, says the probe. But by process of elimination, Zerg is in the bottom right. Oh, and a quick third. Oh, I like that too. He's just guessing here. He's like, oh, this is Protoss, probably going for a 1-gate expand or like a forge expand or something. And yeah, that's what he got. So expansion coming in pretty early from the Protoss. Can't really do much to punish this third base from Killer. But a Zealot showing up is really annoying. This is very standard stuff. Taking his gas in the meantime. It's really annoying, right? Because you want to make 4 lings to deal with the Zealot, but at the same time, the probe's providing a little bit additional DPS. So 4 lings isn't quite enough, and especially if the Zealot's hanging out behind the mineral line like this. Ugh, you're just going to be mad. You're just going to be mad. And we... Oh, probe gets taken down, and the Zealot is also very dead. Okay, so the Zealot dies, probe dies. Maybe 1 drone died there. All, you know, lings died there too. So pretty standard stuff. Second Zealot's like, well, if my buddy died... we're not going to worry about it, man. If my buddy died, we're going to wait. Oh, we're going to wait for the other buddy to show up here. That's what we're looking about. That's what we're looking for here. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, look, we got a quick third base from the Zerg player, a little bit of Zealot pressure from Horang2. Nothing too crazy. 400 APM for Horang2, got 320 APM from Killer. So what else is weird here? I don't know. Oh, we're actually getting metabolic boost before the lair. So more often than not in the casts recently, we're seeing a lot more Zerg players go for that lair upgrade before they go for Zergling speed. But might try to catch Horang2 off guard here a little bit. Yeah, he's getting a cannon up behind this wall, and he's got Zealots, yeah, holding this wall steady in the meantime. So he'll be fine. The lings are going to try to chomp away at these bases a little bit, but really nothing bad should happen here. Zealot try to go for the run by. More lings coming in. That metabolic boost indicates it's more than just a handful of lings here, but the defense from a high-level Protoss player is generally just enough. We're not going to see too much damage done with these lings, which is why we don't see a lot of Zerg players go for this much ling aggression in this situation. It's like, okay, Now there's a cannon. The Zealots are just going to take too many hits, too long, or to take shots the whole time. The Lynx have speed now, but to what end? And this is why a lot of Zerg players go for Lair before they bother getting metabolic boost. It's more of a defensive play for them than an offensive upgrade for them, right? Right. Meanwhile, Stargate. Meanwhile, still no Lair? Okay, now it's getting weird. So we've got to go Hydralisk Den because Corsairs are going to start showing up. These Overlords are going to start dying, and if you have nothing to defend them, you just lose the game. So there's your Hydra Den. Okay, so super late Lair. Like, he's really droning up hard here, too. He's making 4 drones at a time. He's 28 workers. He makes a bunch of Lings to kind of crush his economy early, and then he makes up for it, and then some, by making a whole ton of drones, and this third base is awesome. Macro Hatch there, too. We already clicked on that. Citadel of a Dune coming in, and Corsair production happening here. So Hydralisk Den doesn't take long to build, and there it is. And then we start seeing some Hydralisk production. And right now, maybe 1, maybe 2. But not, yeah, actually going into faster Hydra movement. So it's going to be more than 1 Zergling today. And really, against Protoss, if you're only making 1 Zergling, what are you doing otherwise? No, but seriously, is there any other viable strategy here if you don't make... no, you got to have Hydras. Hydras are just your backbone of this matchup in the mid-game. So Corsair flies in, gets some shots off. Hydra's like, yo, get out of my neighborhood. You're not allowed here. Come on, back it out. Lings are like, can we... Ow! Can we do anything but get shot in the face by a cannon? No. Templar Archives coming in. This feels like he's preparing for preparing for a Hydralisk bust, so he's getting the Storm, or going for some DT stuff early. I don't know. He already knows there's Hydras out. That's a lot of Zealots. So it's more like... yeah, it's more like a Speedlock Corsair kind of timing here into DTs. Nah, into High Templar, I'd say. I'm guessing a lot here today, and I'm not sure I'm doing super well with it. We'll see. So the Zealot Legs upgrade is not here. These Zealots attacking on a weird timing. Just kidding. They're going home. Fair enough. And there's your Storm. Yes, I called the Psionic Storm correctly. Look at me. I did get something right. A broken clock, etc., etc. Yeah, 2 Corsairs take down an Overlord in half the time. Okay, the supply block is real right now from Killer. Killer's best matchup is not ZVP, but we have seen him win 1. At least 1 on the channel. Maybe 2. I can maybe recall 2 times I've seen Killer take down a professional Protoss on the channel. And I'm not sure if that's because he usually goes for more, like, aggressive builds, 2-base Hydra busts and stuff against Protoss, and he just doesn't practice the macro as much. He's not as good at it. And I really only cast macro games for the most part, so that he's losing a ton of PVZs. Macro games, sure, maybe he's just not great at it, but he did win 1 recently, and I'm very proud of him for that. So gonna keep this ball rolling. We got ourselves Nubitized Carapace, cool Groove Spines on the way, leg enhancements almost done for the Protoss. Additional gateways getting tossed up here inside the main base. Wunderbar, absolutely very wonderful. And it is a DT on the follow-up, so yeah, okay, my impulse was correct. Some High Templar, some Dark Templar, you know, mix it up. Variety is the spice of life, I believe is what they say. And now going for the Spire here at 8.5 minutes. I really feel like a bunch of Speedlots will just kind of win the game here. There's no Lurker deck. It's just Hydraling, which is pretty good. But against Speedlots, man, it's just rough. So the Zealots think about moving out. Just kidding. There's a bunch of Lings and Hydras at the front door. Oh, he doesn't like it. Horang2 does not like seeing this many Lings and this many Hydras. He's going to fall back. There's no upgrades on the Lings. There's no upgrades on the Hydras yet, except for that speed upgrade and except for the range upgrade. He did get those early because, of course, those are the most important upgrades for the Hydras. It's almost, I mean, seriously, if you have 3/3 Hydras but they don't have speed or they don't have range, are they even that good? I'm not sure that they are. Another Overlord down. Supply block not happening. We have overcompensated and have 118 available supply for 60 total used. Trying to expand down here. No, says the DT. You're not doing that. Not at all. 9 mutas. Okay, I'm not going to say it. You know Falcon's stance on making mutalisks against a Protoss who already has a bunch of Corsairs, but there's only 1. Well, preparing with cannons inside the main base anyway. He's like, well, there's a Spire. I really haven't seen any Scourge, and I don't see any Lurkers out either, so we're spending gas on something. What is it? Mutalisks! It is Los Mutalisks on the wind. They are here. They are ready to move across the map and try to kill stuff because that's what mutas have to do. Hydras are defensive units. Can be defensive, can be offensive. Mutas are offensive units. They suck at defending. You want them to be on the other side of the map killing probes. That's what you want to be doing. Oh, my gosh. Beautiful time there. Dodging the storms. The cannons finished just in the nick of time. Of course, Corsair pops here, too. And hey, what do the Mutalisks accomplish? They lost 3 or 4 of their number, maybe even 5 of their number. Good grief. 5 of their number, killed a couple probes, but it's still 54 probes for Horang2. That's not happening. Finally, an escort comes in, and Killer takes a 4th base at 10 minutes, which is late. But the Protoss is not really in a position to take a 3rd base, so I think we're okay. I honestly think everything is fine here for Killer. I would be, more mad at him by taking a late 3rd, but hey. Or 4th, rather. I'm sorry. That's a 4th. I still feel like it's a late 4th, considering what time of the game it is. Anywho. And expanding again. Yes, Killer. Killer. Doing good stuff. So, Lurker aspects on the way. Observatory on the way. Those 2 things happen in conjunction more often than not in this matchup. You don't have observers when you're dealing with Lurkers. Well, you better hope you have a lot of Psionic Storm, because you're not going to kill those Lurkers very easily without it. Expansion? Oh, heck yes. Look at that. 5th base. Boom. 3rd base coming in. We see that here from Horang2. Trying to go for a bit of a run-by with Hydra Muta. Once that Lurker aspect is done, maybe we can toss some of that stuff out here too. And as we always say, Zerg, they have a bit of an advantage. Anywhere from the 7-minute mark, I don't know, to like the 12-minute mark or so, 13-minute mark or so, but then suddenly the storms become plentiful. And the Dragoons become plentiful, and your Lurkers are just not going to be very good in that situation, which is why you need to get a Defiler. So we do have a Queen's Nest, and there is a lair, but as we know, the Hive upgrade has not yet started, so that's not great here for Killer. On the other side, Horang2 is not doing anything crazy at all. He's like, oh, I'm expecting Lurkers, so let's go some Dragoons, let's have a bunch of Zealots in here too, to deal with the Zerglings that are definitely out as well. And get a bunch of High Templar, because that's good against anything the Zerg player is ever possibly going to do. If you get Storm against a Zerg player, you will never regret it. You will never be like, oh, why did I get Storm? Zerg did this. That doesn't make any sense. No logic. There's no logic in that statement at all. If you can think of something, let me know in the comments, which I do read every comment anybody ever leaves on any of my videos, because I don't get enough comments to where that's impossible. Right? Ask anyone. Ask anybody who's already left a comment. Say like, hey, does Falcon read every comment? If they've been around long enough, they know that I do. They've tested me, and I have passed. Also, hit that like button if you're enjoying this so far. It hasn't been crazy exciting yet. Got these mutas out who tried their luck, didn't accomplish much. But hey, you know what they're pretty good at doing? Killing stuff that can't shoot back at them, which is what a Zealot is. Look at how many shots. Couldn't even save that drone. It was like 87 shots. It's like Corsairs versus, Overlords. Big push on the 4th base on the right side. 3 o'clock position here from Killer. There's Lurkers on the low ground. Good split, too. Good spread there. And Horang2 just kind of pokes in. He just threatens. He postures. But if you want to go in there, I don't know. We've got an army to the north and an army to the south. And Lurkers if you go in. Do you want to get trapped in that position? Probably not. Do you want to maybe try to kill a sub-defended, not defended 5th base instead? The answer is yes, let's do that. So he does. He completely wipes out this base, no problem. Not even attempt to defend it at all from Killer. But he does send his own army down to try to wipe out this 4th base. Meanwhile, okay, we are going to try to deal with this sort of. A handful of Lings come in and die. Speaking of death, this 4th base, 9 o'clock position, gonna die. Yeah, absolutely. Cancels the base, cannons down, probes down. Horang2 says, shoot, that wasn't good for me. I'd really like a 4th base, but at least I killed the Zerg player's 5th. So that's all right. I think I'm doing okay economically. Feeling good about myself. Maybe I'll set up and try to come down this ramp into a position with a ton of Sunkens and a ton of Lurkers. I mean, okay, I guess. We're trying that. Ling's bumping in. They don't have Adrenal yet. Are they as good as they could be? No, absolutely not. They're just kind of sacking themselves to get in here, storming all of the Lurkers. Beautiful storms on all of the Lurkers there. Overlord's popping in, dying. I thought he got Overlord speed. Did he cancel that? Adrenal's on the way. This 3rd base going down would be a major problem for Killer, but he does have defensive advantage. He's picking up more and more reinforcements all the time, and these units from all the way in the north side of the map are coming down this way too. So Zealots on the backside give advance warning that's happening. Mutas try to dart in and maybe pick off some of the High Templar, but the Dragoon count is insane. And they have +2 attack and +2 armor already. Are you kidding me? Wow, the Lings have 0-0. And the Hydras have 2-0. That's pretty good, I guess. All right, so this is where the Mutas all die. Really don't agree with just sending the Mutas in to die like this. Use them to pick off High Templar later on in the game. Also, did I not say Pneumatized Carapace at some point in this game? How are these Overlords slow? Man, beautiful snipes there on the High Templar, though. Okay, so he's got to retreat from this position, but... Dude, snipe the obs. Snipe the obs. You can get the obs. All the lurkers are dead anyway. Blah. Blah. 5th base? Nope. Kind of thought about doing this thing. Didn't really happen. Dude, these Zealots with 3-2 upgrades are mean. Wow. 8 kills Zealot under this Overlord. You can't quite see him, but he's there. He's got 15 HP and 8 kills. The upgrades are nuts. Trying to take a new 4th base at the 6 o'clock here is Horang2, right next door to a Zerg base, which Protoss not as worried about, as Zerg often is. So I think Adrenal Glands finished during that last battle. What did we send in to kill that? No, really, what was it? What? Oh, he escaped? Oh, he ran away! Wow, okay, I thought for sure he was dead. Last Corsair dies. Finally, a Defiler Mound coming in. He's had a hive for a while. Adrenal Glands is done. So yeah, you'd think he'd started a Defiler Mound. Maybe he forgot. StarCraft is a hard game. It is. It's really difficult. Remembering everything that you're supposed to do at all times and accomplishing it while you're defending, while you're attacking, is just a lot. Zergling, 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 Drenalings. They're just in bigger. This was like 50 Zerglings. Yeah, this whole base would die. As long as they dodge the storms well enough. There's not enough to defend it, but like a handful of Lings and a Hydra is not really enough to do anything. Killer just kind of poking in, taking a 6th to base at the top right. Natural expansion location. Consumes on the way, and this is where things change. We've cast a couple ZVPs recently where Zerg just kind of didn't get into the Defiler tech until it was too late. But this is where it gets interesting, where a Zerg player is doing it, because Protoss is into their late game tech early. You never see a Protoss being like, we're 20 minutes in, I guess I should get High Templar. No, because they need it, and because they're smart. Oh, these High Templar dying would be huge. Beautiful storm, though. High Templar dead, but took a lot of Lings with him, I guess. No, I mean, not much comfort for Horang2 there at all. Not even a little tiny bit. So it's 171 to 154 total supply in favor here of Horang2. Nidus Canal coming in. Actually surprised there wasn't a Nidus up in this area already, but I guess the space kept dying. That's fair. That's entirely fair. Is he killing one of his own buildings for escape purposes? Yeah, killing one of his gateways for, I don't know, better pathing through his own base. Seems reasonable. Plagues coming in. Robotic support bay coming in. Like, all, you know, this is a PvZ. You've watched a PvZ before. You know how this works. What makes this interesting, RJB? What makes this bonkers? Does it come down to a base race? Does it come down to, really, Dark Archon play where Horang2 actually manages to get his own Zerg army? Would make this bonkers indeed. Although he says you've never quite seen a Zerg versus Protoss quite as weird as this one. I don't know if that quite creates an expectation of weird if it's just mind control private Zerg army, right? We've seen that before. I mean, while incredibly uncommon, it's not that uncommon. So no one's ever seen it, you know? Macro hatches. I mean, Killer is really gearing up for just 6 bases of pure Zerg, throwing into the meat grinder of Reavers and Archons and High Templar with tons of Storm. And just being like, I'm going to lose 18 armies today. I sure hope I can come out on top in the end. That's what he's looking at right now. I really feel like that's the plan. Zerglings are here for scouting purposes. Maybe try to kill a single Zealot. That was not a great plague, actually. I mean, I don't know. It caught a bunch Did catch some Zealots here. Another good play. Good play go on some Dragoons there. Not going to say no to that. But man, Plague's the game changer. It just is. Once an army of this composition, Zealots and Dragoons, start getting plagued, they're just a lot less confident in their ability to actually strike in and kill bases, to engage in the middle of the map with a Zerg army, even if they get a surround, which is really scary. But once you've been plagued, you're like, nah, man, I'm not doing any of that stuff. Not even a little bit. Coming across this bridge where there's lurkers turns into an intimidating experience. Lings, oh, get a High Templar. Sacrifice about 20 lings for that. Trading 20 lings for a High Templar is a good trade. I know I've never done the math, but the math of how many storms can an elite High Templar kill, or how many Zerg units can an elite High Templar kill with storms? That's the question. That is the question. 13 Overlords on the way. Oh, are we going for Dropper Lords, man? You already have an 189 supply. Is it drops? I don't know that Killer's been on my list of players who knows how to drop against Protoss. Or just in general. Like, Zerg players that use Dropper Lords, few and far between. Ziki can do it. Hero can do it. We've seen Effort do it as well. And Jaedong. Jaedong's definitely done it. And his are the scariest. Like, Jaedong drops. It's just gonna, you're gonna have a ton of Hydras and Lings in your base. A Dark Swarm's gonna pop up. And a Plague's going to go down on the responding units, and you're just like, okay, well, this is a perfect combination to just melt my face, and it does. Other players drop, not necessarily as consistently amazing, but still pretty good. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know, we're 21 minutes in. People are just kind of hanging out. Oh, Gru, it's a Greater Spire. Is it? Is it a Greater Spire? Are we hiding the Greater Spire? We are. We are making sure the Greater Spire is a secret to everyone. Plague goes down. Hydras can't really engage here unless they pull back to the lurkers. Maybe. Did he just make 18 Overlords to hide the Spire? Oh, no, that's the Spire. Never mind. That's the Critter Spire. What is this? What is this? No, but really, why is there a giant pack of Overlords hanging out right here? Does he have the... This is getting transport. Okay, fine. They're Dropper Lords. He's making way more Overlords than he needs for the sole purpose of Dropper Lords. So Killer's macro today is kind of insane. He's taken so much of the map. I mean, Horang2 has just taken his own 6th base. So he's doing fine, too. I'm not going to, let's not belittle the accomplishments of Horang2 here. It's a Dark Swarm. Oh, yeah, okay. Dark Swarm. Pop. All right, Zealots say, we don't care about your Dark Swarm. Lings are like, what about us? And no, not really. So all these lurkers are going to die. The Zealots are too plentiful with 2 good upgrades. 3-2-3 upgrades at 23 minutes, by the way. That's crazy good. Hydras are at 3-2 upgrades, and the Lings, tell me they're at 3-3 or close. 2-2. 3-3's on the way. Going for Metasynaptic Node for the Defilers. This is just going to be some kind of a huge Doom drop, isn't it? It's going to be like a massive Doom drop. Maybe multiple Doom drops. I don't know. Lings rolling in here would work, except for a very brave 6-kill, 10 HP Zealot. Going to try to attack another base. No bases have died yet today, mind you. Not a single base has died for Zerg or for Protoss. This one's not going to die either because the storms are here, man. And every Hydra's dead. We're not even bothering to kill the Defiler. We are bothering to kill the Defiler because he's kind of scary. Let's not let him hang out. Whoa, those Zealots got evaporated at the same time. And more Lurkers die. So this is where, resources lost, units lost for the Zerg player are going to skyrocket. And yes, they do get 2 Zerglings for every 50 minerals. So the units lost tab in a ZVP generally doesn't make any sense. I really wish there was a resources lost tab like there is in StarCraft 2, but, adding that would make the Brood War purists very upset. And also, there's like one intern who shares responsibility is dealing with anything Brood War needs and anything StarCraft 2 needs. I love this Zergling is following this Overlord. Watch him. Hop, 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 hop. Oh, he stopped. Oh, he was following him. Follow is a bit of a glitchy command. It's not always awesome. Yeah, so he's going to drop up here. There's Storm, though. Have we seen any Reavers? Nice Plague, I guess. Nope, bad Plague. 1 Dragoon. Not worth the energy, man. Yeah, so he's going to bust up this high ground. Zealot's here to escort. He's going to die. And then he's like, okay, I'm taking this base in the name of the Swarm, says Killer. This is mine. He needs it. If he's going to win this game, he needs to take more than half the map. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to allow the 6 bases to exist. Actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Allow the 6 bases to happen here for Horang2. Got Reavers in that boy, right? Yep, we do. Reavers in that boy. DT on the way. Dark Swarm is up. There's Reavers, though. The Reavers are gonna deal with whatever you got. Sniping that Defiler. Beautiful stuff. Yeah. So yeah, resources lost will give us a better indication of who made better trades in the game. The Zerg player loses 4 Lings. Protoss loses 1 Zealot. That's even on the units tab. It's stupid. So number of units lost is irrelevant, generally. Huh. At least if Zerg's involved for the most part. Okay. Big engagement here. Archons are like, know how I feel about it. This is a beautiful hybrid comp here, too, from Horang2, right? Mass Archon gets dealt with by Mass Hydralisk. Mass Dragoon and Zealot gets dealt with by Mass Plague. But if you have both, you can't be defeated by any one thing. You got to try to target fire Plague the gateway units, and have the Hydras target fire attack the Archons while they can. Either way, this top left declaring this base in the name of the Swarm did not work out for Killer. Not even at all. We're going Queen Enter. What? Who goes into 12 mutas at 26 minutes? Okay, this is getting weird. Who gets Queen Energy in ZVP? Oh, is he going to do the thing? Is he going to do the thing? I've told the story before, but when I was playing Brood War back when I was, 14, 15 years old in 98, 99, my perfect composition was like 24 mutas, 12 Guardians, 12 Devourers, like 5 Queens. Because the Queens were there to deal with the High Templar, which were my only real concern with that particular composition. But no one ever does it. No one ever makes Queens to deal with High Templar in this matchup. I mean, hardly ever. I'm really struggling to think of any game that I've ever watched or ever cast where the Zerg player went for Queens and started sniping High Templar with Spawn Broodling. Because I really, honestly don't think it has happened that I've seen more than once, maybe twice. Yeah, this dance in the middle, nobody's ever really winning. I mean, the Protoss has held the middle, I guess. Big, whoa! Whoa! Big Guardian Dragoon. No Dragoons here. Big Guardian Hydra drop. Okay, that's weird. That's really weird. Deal with the Guardians as we know how. Anything that can hit them. Dragoons, go. Archons, go. High Templar, go. All right, they snipe the top left Nexus. That goes down. That's really big stuff. The Reavers handle this stuff on the ground pretty easily. And the Guardians are like, you know what? We don't want to stand around and die. Oh, my gosh. Oh, hang on. Hold on. Oh, Guardians are so bad. Okay, well, they tried to go home before they died, but then they died anyway because they're Guardians. And dying is what they're really good at. 15 Queens? Dude, he's making 15 Queens. Okay, Killer, what's your plan here today? I mean, shoot, I figured if you're going to get the upgrade for energy for Queens, you were going to do something with them. You would make, I don't know, 5 or so, but 15 is a very big number. He's just got to go High Templar hunting. That's what this has to be. Like, I'm just going to snipe all of your High Templar, and then my Ling Hydra will win. I guess the Reavers still exist. You can't Spawn Broodling Reavers because they're robotic. That's the trick here, isn't it? I guess that's part of it, right? So if you're like, oh, my Zerg opponent invested a ton into Queens and Spawn Broodling, great. I'll just make Reavers then. Reavers are going to be great. And he made a bunch of mutas, too. Remember that? Did he make the mutas into the Guardians? I think he also made some Mutalisks just for being mutas. But maybe that's all. Maybe just turn them all into Guardians. That's entirely possible. Dark Archon energy coming in. Okay, we got Queens. We got Dark Archons. We're at 30 minutes into the match. Let's go. Is this game getting a weird, fun, epic tag? Maybe. Scourge are like, no, we're just going to donate ourselves to Archons there. That's cool. Thanks, says Horang2. Trying to do some lurker positioning here. I like it. Lurker spawning. Unburrow, reburrow, unburrow, reburrow. That's so many lurkers. Why do I feel like Killer has like more army units than Zerg players generally do? Where are those queens? Uh-oh. Did I miss them doing something awesome? Nope. They're right here. What? 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 Yeah, and then reverse shots, and the lurkers are like, ah, and then there's a plague, but the Protoss is like, I think we're okay. Well, little Guardian harass up north. There's enough High Templar here and cannons that the Guardians will wander into. That the Guardians decide, never mind, we're going home. 2 kills, 1 kill, 2 kills. Like, they just never pay for themselves. Man, they so rarely ever pay for themselves. Antenna range coming in too. What's that one called? Evolve Antenna. Sure. Overlord sight range coming in. Neat. Dark Swarm finishes and Horang2 pops in. Another Dark Swarm comes in and everybody backs out. He's like, nope, Dark Swarm exists. Pull back. I don't know. You have enough Archons and Reavers. I really don't think Dark Swarm is going to be as big of a deal here, you know? Dude, these queens take forever to get energy, but they've got enough. They have enough for spawn broodling. But they're just hanging out. Like, the longer they hang out, the more likely it is they get scouted by Horang2. And I mean, after he says, what? Then he starts preparing for them, right? Okay, here they come. Charge! And by charge, I mean fly aimlessly north and south along your side of the map and engage with nothing. Oh. Oh. Whoop. Whoop. Okay. I guess. He didn't even get all of them. Well, he got a bunch of Dragoons too, though. Interesting. Did he particularly target down the Dragoons? This is weird. 4 Dark Templar on the way, which means they're going to make 2 Dark Archons. That's what the plan is here. I'm not sure that 4 DTs have too much value in this game right now. All these bases are pretty defended. There's detection everywhere. There's just little pieces of army defending everywhere here, too. It's fine. Another plague goes down, but, I mean, it's 3 Zealots and 2 Archons, which, again, the Archons don't care. And keep in mind that Reavers do cost 15 minerals per Scarab shot, so they're not super good late game. The map is mined out units. They're like carriers that way. In that if you don't have any money in your bank, constantly trying to build new Scarabs is not possible, and the Reavers become incredibly dead weight. But I don't know. Horang2's got about 7,500 minerals in the bank, but Killer's sitting on 15,000 minerals. And again, no bases have died today. We are getting mind control. We are getting Dark Archons. Thoughts and chaos. Wow. Okay, man. So this is the thumbnail. It's just Dark Archons, because you guys will click on anything that's Dark Archons. Though the Overlord scouted it. Okay. 3 Stargates and an Arbiter Tribunal. Next play here for Horang2. Is he going to do stasis on the Zergs? Is he recalling? He just, you know what? Horang2 feels like, I don't know, maybe he feels like he can't move out. He needs to do something drastic because he hasn't been able to kill a Zerg base. And if you're at 34 minutes into a game and you haven't killed a single Zerg base, you're not feeling comfortable. You're feeling incredibly uncomfortable with yourself. Feedback's a defiler. Hot move. There we go. The feedback is good on the Dark Archons. Don't sleep on that. You know, I don't know. What would make Dark Archons more viable? Feedback's an incredibly good spell. Maybe, I don't know. Maelstrom's an incredibly good spell here, too. Feedback gets tossed down to some of the queens. If they don't have enough energy, feedbacking them doesn't actually do much. It takes the energy that they have and uses it to hurt the unit. So like this one right here, if this gets feedback, it does a ton of damage and will kill the queen. Actually, what's the math on that? I don't know. We can't guarantee it. But does he spawn brutaling on the... Look, you're not doing this with mutas. There's a feedback. He's going after dragoons with this. Zealots too, apparently? What in the name of Fergus McDootson is this game? Yeah, alright, and a fleet beacon. Dude, we're not getting scouts. You know what's actually pretty good here is scouts. Against the queens and against the guardians? Heck yes, scouts are great. Dude, but it takes so long for them to get their upgrades. Basic scouts with no upgrades are terrible units. Like, really bad. And they're like slowlings. And they're super expensive for what they give you. But if you give them the upgrades, they actually turn out kind of scary in situations like this. Yeah, we're just making more guardians. It's Guardian, Queen, Lurker. What if that can shoot up? Nothing. You'd think guardians could. Nope. They certainly can't. They're the only air unit that can't defend themselves from other air units. I guess if they have an attack at all. Like, overlords can't defend themselves. And, like, shuttles and stuff, too. But you know what I mean. Queens hunting this pack down. Feedback tossed. More spawn brewlings getting tossed down. There are still 2 High Templar here. I'm surprised the High Templar aren't the targets. It's carriers. Remember, he's throwing on parasites, too. Dude, this is amazing. Check this action out. Got parasites all over the place. Is he going to try to... Have we researched recall? Just is a parasited arbiter. So we're using him for scouting, I guess. Wow. We get dude, carriers. Remember when I was like, we never see carriers except on Outsider against Zerg? Well, you know what? New map. New map, boys. Circuit Breakers is now a map to see carriers on against the Zerg opponent. Hit that like button if you're enjoying this one. I don't know what else to tell you. This is everything you could ever want. Carrier capacity. Stasis field for the Arbiters getting researched. Another Spire coming in. Flyer attack getting researched right now from Killer. I don't like his economic position. I really don't. He's effectively split the map in half. It's not going to work out for him in the long run. Although, carriers have the same problem that Reavers do, in that they're really bad late game units when you don't have any money and your carriers require minerals to do anything. Man. I mean, look, both players have huge banks. Both players are maxed out. It feels weird for me to be like, this base means Horang2 wins, but I feel like this base means Horang2 wins. He does. If that can't get taken by the Zerg player, that's it. That's your ball game. Zealots getting sacrificed to free up supply. Maelstrom getting researched because at this point, why not? Why wouldn't we? Ensnare. Sure. Sure, let's research Ensnare. What other never used upgrades? If we start seeing scouts here, that's going to be the ultimate weirdest game. Maybe the weirdest game ever. Dark Archon sniped. Such a weird death animation too. So abrupt. Everything else that dies has kind of a, I don't know, like an emotionally solid animation. Like Dragoons especially, like blood all over the ground, Zealots. Oh! But Dark Archons are like blah. Just a blah sound. Air weapons. I don't know if you have enough resources to do a carrier transition, man. That's a High Templar snipe. Very nice. Very nice from Killer. Sacked Lurker, Scouting Lurker. I don't know what that was. Another High Templar snipe. Okay. Stasis Queens. Scourge connecting on nothing. Stasis Queens. That's incredible. That's a new one. I don't think we've seen Stasis Queens on the channel before. Okay, so Killer's like, yeah, this is not great. I can't really let you have this base, Horang2. I'm sorry. He's going to take down a Protoss base for the second time today. If you want to count taking down that 9 o'clock as killing it, I don't know if we could. It's definitely forcing a cancel, though. Yeah, for how long this game has been, for the utter lack of base killing. It's very, very strange. Stasis Hydras. The queens are actually going to escape with their lives. Look at that. It takes them out of your control group, though, when they're stasis. Oh, no, 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 no. Killer could have done it. If he was paying more attention, he's making 5 more queens. It's like, I have all the money in the world. I have 5,000 gas and 24,000 minerals. Maybe you do. But seriously, every unit matters in a game like this. 40 minutes long, yeah. You're going to wish you'd kept units alive later. That is the thing about StarCraft, is the longer the game goes on, the more of a macro, super long game it is, the more you're like, I wish I had 3 more hiders in that last battle. And you remember the times you lost 3 hiders just because you were kind of careless. And you're sad. Are we not going to use Scourge to kill this observer? Really? Are they just... What is their aggro range? Was that... Did he Maelstrom that? And it died? It looked like a feedback, but Guardians don't have energy, so that doesn't work. I've just been a Maelstrom. No, he's got full energy. Saw something orange. I was maybe hallucinating. That's entirely possible. Entirely possible. Let's see. What's going on? The carriers have arrived. Carrier has arrived. This is where Killer's like, what? Who makes carriers versus Zerg? He immediately does nothing in the production tab at all. He's working on air upgrades. I mean, sure, that's good. Oh, my Scourge Batman. Okay, Scourge killed 2 of them instantly. 3 carriers, not as good as 5. You know what also intensely destroys carriers is almost everything the Zerg has. But especially Dark Swarm Hydralisks. Also, Devourers. Right? There's just so many answers to these things. We saw the Scourge be really effective and really cost efficient there, too. It is not as many Scourge as you would think to take down a carrier, and these suckers are 350 gas. Drones sacrificing themselves to free up supply because Killer's running out of, you know, stuff to mine. So let the sacrifice of the drones begin. All right, RJB, you did it. You did it. I trusted you, and my trust was not let down. I was not disappointed. Okay. 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 We get carriers, queens. We get cloaked drones. We get mind control on a worker. Killer should have known. It is disruption web. That's the thing. We don't see disruption web either. Oh, good, good. Maelstrom. Oh my gosh, such a good Maelstrom. Can't run. Nice. That's a great plague, though. That's maybe more important. It's plaguing those carriers. Oh, never regaining that HP. Dude, this is amazing. We need a carrier fleet against the Zerg army. We get tons of Guardians, tons of Queens. We're getting Devourers now. And this is the cherry on top of this incredibly weird, incredibly epic Sunday. We've got a hatchery under control of Horang2. We see this in the 3v3 fastest maps I do every Sunday on the Sunday stream, right? If you want to see personal Zerg armies held by Protoss, personal Terran armies held by Protoss, you come watch the Sunday stream. Actually, the one from 2 weeks ago has that in spades, and it's very good. So if you want that in a fastest map non-professional setting, that's where it is. If you want it in a professional setting, this is it. Like, this is one of, if not the only game on the channel where this has happened. It's crazy pants. Oh, beautiful Maelstrom on the Devourers there, too. Oh, my gosh. The Maelstrom animation is so beautiful in the remaster. I like it a lot. Man, this is so hard to call, too. The bigger bank, massive for the Zerg player right now. I don't know how he's pulled this off. Gas is a problem, but gas is infinite as long as you hold on to your bases. which he's done here today. Hydras versus cannons are actually pretty good when they have the 3/3 upgrades. Cannons aren't super great in that situation. My gosh. Archons wandering into Lurker Town, even if it's Dark Swarm. Again, don't care at all. Guardians being actually unable to kill the Archons because they're being protected by Dark Swarm. Insane. The Guardians are like, we will kill these Reavers, but we will also get killed by Archons and Psionic Storm like crazy. The Queens come in, and they do snipe the High Templar at the last second there, and then bail because they're out of energy. They can't do much of anything else. These carriers have been plagued, and these carriers have been grape jellied. Acid spored here as well. How much acid spores do they have? I don't know. That one, the Interceptors have 6. More High Templar showed up. Dude, honestly, what's you doing? You're making 7 High Templar at a time if you're a killer. Why not? Wow. So both players knocked down about 150 supply after that engagement. Went on forever. This base did not die. This base didn't die either. Again, no Zerg hatcheries have gone down today, except I lied. Maybe this one has gone down. Yes, this 5th base did die. Where are those Queens? Dude, these High Templar, though, all of them. I think all of them have enough energy for one storm. These guys down here, just like veterans, man. Get closer so I can storm you in the face, is what they all say. Another plague! Another great plague. Some of these carriers taking that damage. Taking that damage. We're 46 minutes in. Did we forget about this? We kind of did. Spawning pool on the way from Horang2. Yes, I said that correctly. And the 12 o'clock base does go down for Killer. So he loses a base, an actual mining base, and Horang2 has 225 available supply, friends. I gotta put my... It's gotta be the Protoss. My pick right now at 46 minutes is Horang2. He's got this game. It's not in the bag, but he's definitely ahead in a way that is really rough for Killer here. Lair upgrade coming in. What is the plan? What Zerg unit could augment the Protoss army and make it even better? Maybe its own Devourers? Maybe its own Lurkers? Oh, Queens! You gotta be so careful with your Queens. They're so squishy. They're spellcasters. Everything spellcaster is squishy. We know that. We are aware. Get out of there, Arbiters. This is just mass Hydra, man. The massest of Hydras. Where are your overlords? Snipe these ops. Making more... Making more Devourers. Still waiting on that lair here is Horang2. Okay, so he does snipe down an Archon for about 5 Hydralisks. Trying to snipe down a Reaver. Reaver doesn't actually die. Really chaotic situation right now on this bridge. We got Dark Swarm. We've got Plagues. We've got some Stasis Devourers now. As the Protoss falls back, Horang2 falls back and says, okay, you can have this base. This is big. This is huge for Killer. If he can hang on to this base, if he could not only do that, but take it. It's a Hydra Den. No, never mind. He doesn't like the Hydra Den idea. He likes a Queen's Nest. What? He's making his own Queens? I don't know for what purpose exactly. Maybe ensnaring. Can he see this? He could see this. Because, it's a Parasited Arbiter. The Parasited Arbiter reveals the Zergy stuff that Horang2 is doing. Nice Plague-oo. Beautiful Plague-oo there, too. Oh, yeah, this game is getting weird, fun, epic tags. I don't even know what else to tell you. We are getting the craziest units in this match. This is a recent match, too. This is from 2019. It's not like this is from 10, 15 years ago. Okay, it's 3 years ago now. 2019, December. So, 2.5 years ago now. Killing this base doesn't accomplish anything for you, Killer. I don't know why you're coming in here. The storms are mean. Your Hydras are dying because there's no Dark Swarm protecting them. These Hydras, however, are doing very well. Where is the splash damage, though? There we go. High Templar got a storm. Coming up that ramp's going to be a tough deal for you, Killer. Is he going to take this? I don't know if he can. Taking a base where your enemy Protoss or Terran has the high ground on it is just like, don't like it at all, actually. Okay, so we got Disruption Web getting tossed down inside Dark Swarm against Hydralisks. This game has everything except for scouts. If it had scouts, I don't know. I might just die and go to StarCraft heaven right here. This is nuts. 129 to 145 supply. The gas, as I said for Killer, is a problem. He has 200 gas in the bank. He has 11,000 minerals in the bank. And I think Horang2's got this. I really do. What's he doing? Queen's Nest. Oh, into Hive. Okay. I'm an idiot. I'm like, it's a Queen's Nest. Obviously, it's Queen's. No, you moron. What does a Queen's Nest usually mean? Oh, right. It usually means just going for Hive tech. Right on. You know, just casting this at 11:30 p.m. It's cool. All my brain cells are totally super active at 11:30 p.m. Okay, Observer Snipe. We're mining the map out. As I said, carriers, bad. Once you've mined the map out. And he's making his own Hydra. Now he's making a Hydra Den. Killer doesn't want to establish this base, but he's okay with long distance mining at it. Are we Arbiter Energy coming up? Okay, okay. You know, that's not a crazy rare upgrade at all. Whoa! Humongous Maelstrom here. Dark Archon eating up those Devourers. The Zerg Swarm is immense, though. And you know what? You can have all the right pieces, but if the Zerg Swarm just has more stuff than you do... Oh my gosh, is this actually working for Killer? Beautiful Stasis catching a huge group, huge part of the Hydras down here, but the remaining Hydra count is a little insane. The Interceptors are extra squishy because they've been grape jellied for the most part. Good positioning here on the high ground. So oh, and another great Stasis. Are you serious right now? Ah, Blue Hydra showed up, died. Doesn't have upgrades. That's the thing. If you make your own personal Zerg army with a mind control, you don't come with the upgrades at all. If you mind control a Zerg unit that has upgrades, you get those upgrades. But if you make your own, these are unupgraded lings, man. I'm not sure that 22 lings are what you want. Not when there are cracklings on the ground that are trying to take down Reavers, man. That's how brave these lings are right now. He's got 7,000 minerals. He can do it. He's taking the base. He's taking the base. Okay, Ling's kind of just donating themselves to the cause now. Get out of there, Lings, dummies. Come on. Dark Swarm up. Devourer's not dead. That Arbiter is dead, though. And a High Templar died. Where did he come from? I don't know. Ooh, where did he come from? Where did he go? High Templar? We don't know. Yeah, I don't know about this. Oh, it's another... Okay, that's a really good Maelstrom. That's an insanely good Maelstrom. Devourers are back, baby. And by that, I mean there's like one left, and it has 10 HP, so they're not back, baby. Hydroling. It's going to be Hydroling with Devourer support here, which is why Reavers are going to be extra special, insanely good. Oh, yeah, this is great. Reavers are just like, yeah, you want to go Hydroling? Sure. Let's do it. Protoss has an answer to everything that the Zerg player wants to do. In a very complicated setup here. It's working. It's working. Ling's jumping on the High Templar back here, though, is not good for Horang2. He's trying to really focus on winning the battle at the front with Disruption Web on top of the... Okay, that's working very well. Actually, Hydra's dying all over the place. The Disruption Web is getting some serious work in right now. Oh, Lurkers on the ramp, though. Dude. Adrenal Ling is against Lurkers, however. Maybe not as good. Horang2 with a brilliant choice to make Lurkers in the situation. Sure, upgrades make them better, but they still are very good against Zerglings, even if the Lings have great upgrades, because the splash damage and the high damage output is still very, very great. This base going to go down. Killer going to lose another hatchery here. Killer might just tap out. Killer doesn't have any gas. He's at 65 supply to 144. 144 out of 225 for Horang2. He makes his own carrier army. He gets his own Lurkers. His own Zerg army is here too. He makes great use of Maelstrom, of High Templar Storm, of Disruption Web, of all sorts of insane, crazy spells you hardly ever see in StarCraft Brood War, even in the remaster. He does it and he wins. He does, that's it. Look, Killer doesn't have enough gas to make any kind of an army to threaten this at all. He can make 100 million Zerglings, but there's Lurkers here. There's High Templar out. And there's carriers. The Lings can't do anything about pretty much everything in this composition for Horang2. So that's not what we're doing. Not doing it at all. Okay, if we're going down creep colonies, we're just going to try to turtle in. Okay. So now the Zerg's going to try to turtle into a victory. I really don't know about this. I really don't know about that idea. Man, look at this. Enough money to make 4 arbiters at a time. Horang2's feeling nice. Look, he's got all these assimilators. Even if they're depleted, it's returning 2 gas per trip. Not getting this gas is Killer. Not getting this gas is Killer. Getting this gas, yes. Getting this gas, yes. Getting this gas, kind of. There's 1 drone on that one. Yeah, if I was him, I would have fully saturated every geyser I have access to. He needs gas. He just does. Makes 18 spores. Okay. That's not going to work. Killer, come on, man. 18 spores. Look, Horang2's taking another base. He's going to get way more money than you are. He's going to come over here and be like, oh, you have 18 spores. Well, I'll just, you know, drop some Reavers up here and just win. Right? Drop like 6 Reavers up here against this Ling Hydra Spore army. Gonna be fine. That's what I'm feeling like is gonna happen here. Then anytime a Zerg player feels like they have to turtle, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Love the Defiler mount here too. Horang2's getting Defilers. Defilers and Lurkers, man. That'll do it too. Defiler Lurker destroys everything here. It's cheaper than a ton of Reavers too, actually. Maybe cheaper. I don't know. Yeah, but it's 171 to 57 supply. This is just no. There is no comeback potential here for Killer at all. And he's just, this is nuts, man. What was in that shuttle? I don't know. Hopefully not like 4 High Templar or something, but they sure scattered all these spores. That's neat. Boom, boom, boom. That's your GG. And Killer taps out. Horang2 is your winner in 57 minutes and 43 seconds. Absolutely weird, fun, epic, supreme. The Dark Archons alone, but Queens with Spawn Broodling against High Templar, own personal Zerg army, carrier group on circuit breakers. None of this stuff makes sense. None of it makes sense here today. This huge defensive Spore Forest Killer thought would maybe help him win this game. No, it didn't, and he knew it wasn't going to either. He's like, all right, fine. He's getting Plague. He's going to show up here and just like Plague up this cliff. Dark Swarm some Lurkers on the ramp. You know, just kill the Zerg with the Zerg for the coup de grace. That would be amazing. Yeah, this is getting all the tags. All of the tags. And please check out RJB. He has supplied me with so many good replays over the years. I can never, ever possibly hope to repay him. But check him out. Check out RJB StarCraft, okay? On your YouTube machine. I'll put a link to his channel in the description here. Well, check it out. Go watch one of his videos to thank him for this video and this replay, right? Oh, Killer was up. He was. He had so much bank. He had so many bases. He didn't lose anything. His economy was strong, and he just couldn't quite handle the carrier group and the High Templar group. And I still think he wasted a bunch of Spawn Broodlings on things like Zealots and Dragoons. Just kill High Templar with them. I don't know why you're killing anything else. You can handle Dragoons and Zealots with Ling Hydra. Entirely with Ling Hydra. If there's no High Templar around. But instead, he was like Zealot down, Dragoon, Dragoon, Dragoon. It's like, okay, Why? Some weird choices here is all I'm saying. But man, Horang2 played it beautifully. Weirdly, completely caught Killer off guard. I think Killer caught him off guard first with the Guardian army. The Guardian army shows up here, and Horang2's like, what? It's like, oh, you want to play it weird, do you? And then he starts, you know, getting into carriers and Dark Archons and stuff. It was fun. The Maelstrom's still one of my favorite visual things in Remaster is the Maelstrom ability. 524,000 points from Horang2, 474,000 from Killer, and yeah, wow. An 11-to-3 kill death ratio for Horang2 today. Yeah, but again, a lot of Lings, kind of messes these numbers up, but that's huge. Buildings raised, 47-11. Once again, not a ton of Zerg buildings died here today. Killer killed a lot more Protoss buildings. It didn't do enough for him in the long run. And Killer actually outspent the Protoss by a full 9,000 resources. But again, a 57-minute game, that doesn't track. It's not enough. Horang2 still had a base he was rolling with. Horang2 still had income, was retaking that top left mineral-only base. And he was fine. Economically, he was a very, very happy panda. Incredible. Absolutely incredible stuff. All right, cool. So that is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered, but it's not another edition at all. It is a weird, fun, epic, super weird, super fun Brood War cast for you today. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.